there's always paying.
Yes!
The Legend of Zelda. For everything else, there's Master Sword.
Welcome to a brand new episode of The Completionist, and today guys we're going to move forward with a brand new collection in an All-Stars Anniversary Pack. Yes, you guessed it, the Legend of Zelda Collection Pack that has Zelda 1, Zelda 2, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask. So we're going to go ahead and start with the first one.
Wait, did you finish the Mario All-Stars pack?
Seriously?!
The Legend of Zelda, or better known as simply Zelda. I'm pretty sure that back in the day, Miyamoto and friends had no idea that this would be the beginning of a glorious franchise, inspiring people everywhere to become the hero who wields the Master Sword.
But Batman, why did it take you 59 episodes to finally review an S game? What's wrong with you? Are you mental? Do you need a Mentos? Rumor has it that it's the Fresh Maker.
Greg, Mentos isn't a medicine or anything. It doesn't even affect your—
Gerard is mental. He needs a Mentos to fulfill his life. Fresh goes better, Mentos freshness. Fresh goes better with Mentos fresh and full of life. Mentos, the NES maker.
Like Sneak King, I'm gonna go ahead and sub some ocremix.org music just to kind of keep it going because there's really only a couple tracks from the Zelda games, so enjoy. Back in the good old days of playing games, developers could only do so much to explain to you what the hell was going on in their game. Showing you a 5-second intro, maybe nothing at all, but for a game like Zelda, there was two things. A screen with slow crawling text and the instruction manual.
What? The instruction manual? You're a man. You can't use that.
Ah, but I did. People were often suggested to read the instruction manual for a more in-depth look at the story, and in some games, the manual even has a guide too. Companies believed that gamers at the time couldn't really figure out what to do for themselves, thus, the instruction manual. Now, I'm not going to dive into the insane Zelda timeline because, well, let's face it, it's pretty damn complicated, and there are tons of videos out there that will go ahead and clear some things up for you. But here's the story of Zelda in its most simplistic form.
Preach it, that one video preacher!
Long ago in the land of Hyrule, Ganon, the Prince of Darkness, invaded and stole the Triforce of Power, a part of an artifact known to give great power. His army now rules the land of Hyrule. The Princess of Hyrule, Zelda, has the other Triforce, which is the Triforce of Wisdom. She broke it into 8 pieces so that Ganon could not grab it as easily, and then she placed it into 8 different secret dungeons. So, he imprisons her in his own temple, which is in
Death Mountain.
But before he does that, Zelda tells Impa, her old woman maid, that someone must save her and the future of Hyrule by rebuilding the Triforce of Wisdom and defeating Ganon. And then the old woman stumbles into Link.
She literally just stumbles upon him? That's it?
Yep, you can check Wikipedia if you want confirmation on that one, because everything on the internet is true.
You do realize that anyone can edit anything on that site, right?
Wait, really? Hold on one second. You mean to tell me that anyone can go on any Wikipedia page and change anything? Okay, well if that's the case, I want someone to change Jackie Chan's origin story on his page. That would be dope. Could be something about Mega Man X. Do that, internet. I want to see it. I want anything. It could be that he was sealed in a capsule. It could be that Dr. Light built Jackie Chan. I don't know. You decide. It'd be awesome.
You're drunk with power, Gerard.
What's really wonderful about Zelda 1's design is that the game understands exactly how much it can do within its own limitations. Back in the day of the NES, people popped out games left and right. Good or bad, it did not matter. But Zelda 1 was produced alongside with the original Super Mario Bros. At the same time. Miyamoto and friends created a lot of fun elements and looked at what they could put into the Mario column and the Zelda column. Mario is a much more linear adventure, whereas Zelda was much more about exploration, letting the gamer discover the world they just got sucked into. Now, before you all complain that the graphics suck, I say nay. Nay to you, sir. Shenane, Shaniqua Nene, don't leave here no more. No. Because for its time, these graphics were all we had. But it's what sold us. The top-down perspective makes you feel in control of your entire journey. You can see all the enemies, the projectiles they throw. Some people have even argued that the waiting time from screen to screen can actually degrade the quality of the game. I, in fact, disagree. I think it provides just the right pace. In fact, if you do love this type of game and you own a PS3, you should go out and get a copy of a game called 3D Game Heroes, a game filled to the brim with wonderful nostalgia of Zelda, Mega Man, and other 8-bit classics.
Look for that game on a different episode of The Completionist. For now, stick to the script there, buddy.
It's great, that's all I'm saying, alright?
I'm sure it is, but it ain't Zelda, so move on.
In terms of music, yes, the Zelda theme is incredibly iconic. It plays throughout the entire game in the overworld, but there's really only 3 tracks of music throughout the entire game. I know the limitations of the system could only be so much, let alone for all the detail, but luckily for us, the Zelda franchise goes on to bring some of the best music in gaming history. Now, a common complaint I hear about Zelda is that the game is somewhat short. However, for what the game lacks in length, it definitely delivers in difficulty. And yes, like Meat Boy, you feel responsible for any action that will eventually lead to your death.
Speaking of Super Meat Boy, this game looks awfully similar to Edmund Macmillan's Binding of Isaac.
That's because Zelda was a really huge inspiration for that game. And for those of you wondering, yes, I do know the Binding of Isaac exists, and I will review it when it comes to consoles. Until then, I'll be waiting, Edmund Macmillan.
Challenge accepted! I'll try to finish an entire box of Orville Redenbacher's popcorn while he plays it. I'm the Eat Food Completionist.
At this point within the show, I'm sure all of you have seen my earlier review of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, which is my favorite Zelda of all time. A Link to the Past definitely takes a lot of its gameplay and open world feel from the original Zelda, and as you wander around the army-filled fields of Hyrule, you'll battle your way through the 8 dungeons all the way up to
Death Mountain.
to battle the Great Ganon. The 2-button control scheme is simple. You use the A button to attack with your sword, and the B button to use whatever item you have equipped. In each dungeon, you get 1 or 2 items that will help you on your quest. Items range from boomerangs to bow and arrows, a raft, a whistle, and even a ladder. Link is equipped with the shield as well, and throughout your quest, you can purchase an even bigger shield that can block a lot of enemy projectiles. An annoyance I had with Zelda is the rupees and bomb drop rates. There are moments when you'll need to buy a side quest item, a bigger shield, maybe some potions, the blue ring which reduces damage. These items do require a fair amount of rupees, and farming for them can be quite tedious.
That is, unless, of course, you manipulate the system by gambling some money and then saving and quitting your game based on your progress.
I discovered this method after I beat this game. Kind of bummed out about that one.
And now you have a gambling problem.
Now, drop rates for bombs suck because there are certain enemies you can only kill with bombs. They're not exactly an item you can go ahead and purchase more of. I mean, yes, you can go buy more of them, but you don't get very many per purchase until you upgrade your bomb bag, and that can actually be pretty costly. If I had to sum up Zelda in one word, I would say secrets. There are so many secrets that are not necessarily difficult to find, but they seem as if they weren't meant to be found. And when you find one, man, do you feel great. Although because this game is a bit on the older side, there are maps online that literally map out the entire area of where all the secrets are. And you'll feel surprised when you sit back and say to yourself,
why would you put this staircase here?
expanding your life bar in this game is actually quite simple in comparison to the other Zelda titles. Generally in the other games, you have to collect 4 pieces of a heart in order to go up by 1. In this game, you just have to find 1 and it will expand. And some of the ones you find in caves kind of crack me up. Why would you pick a potion over a permanent heart piece? You can buy potions, you can't buy heart pieces. One of my favorite things in terms of Zelda's gameplay is that you have the freedom to visit anywhere you'd like. Not feeling Dungeon 1? Go to Dungeon 2. Want to get some heart pieces before you go into the next dungeon? Go for it. But I would be lying to you if I said you can do all this stuff right away with ease. Some of these side quests you'll want to embark on will be impossible without an item or two from specific dungeons. But obviously it's worth it, especially since you'll get great items such as the Master Sword and the better version of it, the Magical Sword. God, that sounds weird. The dungeons are really the core of Zelda 1. Each dungeon will have you collect a map, a compass, and keys to open locked doors. And you will notice that you need to do some off-map exploring of your own, as you can bomb walls and push blocks to find secret staircases. And some of these enemies are just brutal. Remember when I said earlier that difficulty is what beats out the length of this game?
No, I was not paying attention, but go on.
The enemies here are really meant to make you rage a bit. I admit, I did get very frustrated, but I wish I could say the same for some of these boss fights, because they're actually really easy. Couple hits with the sword and you're good to go. It's like a baseball bat. Like a big-ass baseball bat. For our final bout with Ganon, you'll have a hell of a time traveling your way through this dungeon. This is my absolute favorite part of the game because the game is challenging you to use any and all resources you've learned from playing it. Fighting certain enemies, pushing blocks, using items, all these great things you've encountered on your quest come full circle as you battle your way through the insane labyrinth of Ganon's dungeon. This one is another not really a completion bonus, but it's not kind of one. Yes, if you beat the game, you'll get the lovely ending and credits and all that jazz. When the game reloads, you'll see a little image of Link holding a sword next to him. This actually means that you can go ahead and play the game for a second time, getting you ready for the second quest.
Jeez, playing the game again? Is it that different?
Aside from the overworld being virtually the same, it's actually very different and a lot more challenging. Power-up locations and dungeon locations in the overworld have changed drastically. Every single dungeon has been rearranged. Hell, in some of these dungeons, there are trap rooms that require you to either pay the toll of 50 rupees or sacrifice a permanent heart piece. Pretty brutal, right?
The age-old debate of health or money, or as it's better known, the Scrooge McDuck conundrum.
What's even more nuts is that there are secret doors within the dungeons. You literally have no idea that they are there, nor would you try and go there. And sometimes it's the only way of moving forward. Kind of insane considering you really don't have any idea if you can go through these walls. If you really love a challenge, I'd say give it a shot. Unfortunately, you don't really get a bonus from doing it. But if you don't feel like playing the game on normal mode the first time through, to get the second quest, you can simply do this by naming your character Zelda and you'll be good to go.
Oh, it's a girl!
Greg, are you eating popcorn while doing the show?
I'm training. Shut up. I'm gonna be good at this. You don't even know how difficult it is to eat all this.
This game, upon first playthrough, is not that bad, providing you have an idea of what you're doing. I've played this game a lot as a kid, so a lot of it was just second nature. One of my biggest struggles in this game is that there are enemies called like-likes that will literally eat your shield. Those bastards, if they catch you, they will just eat away your expensive shield, making your journey a little bit more than just a breeze. It'll be a pain in the ass. I do not recommend Second Quest for the faint of heart. Second Quest truly is an epic quest that will challenge you. I raged quite a lot during my second playthrough, but at its core, I couldn't really be mad at anyone but myself.
There you go. That seems healthy.
Zelda 1 did so much for gaming that it's impossible to see why anyone wouldn't give this game a shot. This is truly what helped launch a great franchise despite all the flaws and flack that has been received.
The Legend of Zelda, the very first Zelda, aka Zelda 1, aka this gold cartridge right here, is a fantastic game despite the limitations of the Nintendo Entertainment System. Yes, it was made around the same time as the original Mario Brothers, but it's still a fantastic game. And for what it lacks in length, it's definitely got that girth of difficulty. With that in mind, guys, this game gets my completionist rating of finish it. Because screw Second Quest, it's not worth it, and let's be honest, it's not this game right here. It's not. This is a completely different Zelda game. Not even a Zelda game. Everyone hates this one. I like it.
Finish it on
Death Mountain.
That is all the time we have for today, guys, so please, as always, leave your positive and negative comments in the box below. I know a lot of you guys are freaking out as to where our PAX video was, Yes, we did go to PAX. It was awesome. We met a crap ton of you guys there. Really blown away by the awesome support we've had from you guys. However, a little hiccup with our video. The audio, nowhere to be found on all the clips we had. And then when we got home from Boston, we started importing all the footage, and the card was corrupted. And all we have is this 1-minute take of us talking about the video with no audio. So, if you excuse us, let's go ahead and take a look at that 1-minute clip. You know, we'll dub something funny over it.
I was just gonna say that.
We're gonna dub something over it.
We're gonna sweeten this. We're gonna make it the best. It's probably gonna suck.
By the way, click last week's video and this video. Enjoy.
Hey guys, welcome to our PAX East video where I ruined everything. Well, I didn't, the camera guy did.
That's right, we're just making all this up on the
That's
fly.
right, we're making it all up. And you all looking at me, I'll go right, Greg. Greg is laughing for no reason, and it's great. And, you know, PAX East is great. It was awesome. We saw all you guys. It was cool. Look over at Greg. Greg looks at me still. Kind of weird, but, you know, Greg's my friend, so it's going to be all good. Right, Greg? What do you think?
Yep, that's
What do you
right.
think
We
about
lost almost all the footage, and we didn't have any sound for any of the footage.
even have
So
any gum
we
in my
just
mouth.
have to make it up all on the spot. So there you go.
that? Yeah, that's right, Greg. So, hopefully next time around we'll have enough audio to take care of everything for the future, so that never happens again, right, Greg? I mean, I don't know. What do you think? I'm a little worried for the future.
And you know who's gonna be really disappointed are these guys standing right over here. Hi, disappointed people.
Oh, I
That's
feel
right.
so
You wanted
bad.
to be famous, but we
They're
lost
so
all the
cool,
footage.
but we got nothing
That's
to show
a
'em.
shame.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
a real
man.
shame. He's the most sad. You can
Oh
tell.
yes, I certainly am, Greg. Thank you for caring. Oh, I'm gonna cry myself to sleep. Yes, I'm so sad. At least my shirt looks cool.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go cry myself to sleep
Oh,
tonight.
you too, huh? We're both
yeah,
gonna cry to sleep
definitely.
tonight.
See how much work
Oh,
we
we're
lost.
gonna cry. So much crying is gonna happen tonight. I have no idea what to expect.
If there's a lesson to be learned, it's nothing.
Oh yes, nothing.
there
at
then.